I've done some pretty weird and or just pretty, I guess, weird things lately. Like putting a video on a floppy disk, a full-fledged video that will play on most things as long as it supports a floppy disk, a USB, I suppose. Uh, and I mean, putting my that one game I made on a floppy disk, and that was a modern day game. I really needed to compress things. Uh, and of course I put it on CD as well, and I made video CDs. Well, I made a few of video CDs, test video CDs of just me messing around, and and I mean I fixed that one TV, and I did get an Atari, and but what about consoles like the N64 or the SNES? Well, the N64, everyone is, well, not everyone, but, it had full motion video in some games. I mean, it wasn't very long, but it was there, and the SNES did have a few, but not as many as the N64. But, it's just like, there's no way that we can get modern things like you don't know, MPEG 1 on there, because I mean, it's probably its own format, right? Well, actually, you can, believe it or not. I don't know how yet, but I suppose as long as you could figure out what format to put it in, it would work. And as long as you stuck to the limitations of the cartridge, which is totally possible with compression and, well, just generally compression. I mean, yeah, you could do it, really. And I mean, it's already supported, believe it or not. Because, well, I mean, let alone, I don't know what kind of format or what kind of system they use. But for the SNES, they had special versions of the SNES that would go in hotels and on airplanes where you could get movies, but the movies were actually stored on the system in a cartridge, I suppose. But the cartridge was built into the strange looking console. I mean, all the data was on the board. I mean, it was literally just a SNES with movies and maybe some episodes of TV shows, and also the games built in, like F-Zero, Star Fox, and Super Mario World. And the movies were actually there. I mean, at least for the airlines one, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what about the hotel one, but the movies were literally on the SNES, which meant that we could figure out the format and get them the compression system and or whatever system that they used to do it. I mean, as long as it wasn't MPEG 1, I suppose, you could indeed put a movie in or whatever you wanted on an SNES cartridge.